Happy birthday to you. Blessed you. Happy birthday to you. Sexy you. Happy dear birthday, Mozart. Happy birthday to you. Welcome home, all my divine loves and my divine lovettes. I love you guys. Yes, it is Mozart's birthday. I just got a download from the higher realms. The way it's described to me, you guys, is Friday, January 27th, 4:08 a.m. is when the download came to me. Divine Spirit said, break that down. And the way they are breaking it down to me is they're telling me that the Friday, the FRI in Friday stands for, it's coming from the first realm of intelligence. So we have different realms of the higher realms, and it's coming from the first realm of intelligence. All right. And there was one more thing I had to look up. Nevertheless, it's Jupiter or Juniper for the January AIDS Nephilim. Okay, Jupiter or Juniper AIDS. When I say AIDS, I mean like giving support. Jupiter AIDS Nephilims. Okay, Jupiter, and then in parentheses I have Juniper. Let me see. Yeah, Jupiter and Juniper AIDS Nephilim. That's what it says. Jupiter and Juniper, they give aid to Nephilim. So you guys, we're gonna go through this as it's given to me as well. That's what the January stands for. That's what they're telling me. JAN. Jupiter is the fifth planet from the sun and the largest in the solar system. So if you guys know anything about that, it's like a fifth dimensional planet. Okay, all right, you guys. Having that said, most of you all do know that Earth is the third dimensional planet, which is the third planet away from the sun. So that is the third dimensional planet, Earth. Juniper is the fifth, furthest away from the sun. That is the fifth dimensional planet. All right. And the Nephilims are here. The Nephilims are mysterious beings or people in the Hebrew Bible who are large and strong. The word Nephilim is loosely translated as giants in some translations of the Hebrew Bible, but left untranslated in others. In the Wikipedia, they'll be as they say down here, if it's left untranslated in other Jewish explanations, they may be interpreted as hybrid sons of fallen angels. Okay, yeah. So again, that January, the acronym JAN is what they're telling me is from the first realm of intelligence. Friday, today, Mozart's birthday. The Jan is Juniper, Jupiter and Juniper, AIDS, Nephilim. So they give aid. They're giving aid to the giants, the mysterious beings that you guys know as known as the giants. All right. Okay. However, Juniper, on the other hand, is the highest known. Juniper, it would be like highest force that occurs at an altitude of 4,900 meters, 16,100 feet in southern eastern Tibet and the northern Himalayas, creating one of the highest tree lines on Earth. So when I think about that, highest trees and giants, it makes sense that maybe they were once in those areas. And I'm looking at all of these twos, so you guys see all of the twos here as well. And like I said, his birthday was 27, so it has a lot to do with 2-7, and the time that the message was given was 4:08 as well. And 2 and 7 is 9. However, that 2 and the 7 is here so clear. So yeah, so this is in regards to juniper is what I'm trying to say. The highest trees on earth had a lot to do with aiding the Nephilims as well. Okay, yeah. I was sitting here in my just peace of mind lonesome, getting me some woosah time in, you guys. And here comes Mozart's spirit. Today is my birthday, January 27. I said, okay. So he's trying to get me back on track with my birthday reads, I see. And so I started to jot down the time exactly. Like I said, the time was 4:08. And you guys know, yeah. So this has a lot to do with this 27, prayers to overcome these obstacles and realize success. However, 2 and 7 equals the 9. So it has a lot to do with him spiritually completing his life here as well as physically having that completion. There was a spiritual completion that he wants still right now in this moment. And I'm going to tell you guys what it is, because that's why he gave me this information. He wants to, and I didn't know it was so much around, Mozart passing. Okay, I didn't know that at all, believe it or not. Okay, this has a lot to do with him spiritually completing. All right, a spiritual completion here. All right, 4:08 again was the time. You guys know 108 is a powerful number, and Divine Spirit gave me that information, but that's for another download. Nevertheless, it has a lot to do with how he died, this 4:08, stable and abundant. And it has a lot to do with the Most High. When you see that 0 there, that represents the Most High as well. Ascended Masters has a lot to do with that AM. So the bottom line is 4 and 8 equals 12. So it has to do something with this queen in his life, okay? This queen in his life who he thought had so much positive energy and things of that nature. So we're going to dip into that. But right now, we're going to look at January the 27th. Happy birthday to you, Mozart. For sure, okay? Yeah, widely recognized as one of the greatest composers in the history of Western music. Need we say more? This is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. First of all, Mozart directed me also to get more information, and when I received the information from the cards, the first card that was pulled was envy and jealousy led to his untimely death. Okay, envy and jealousy led to his untimely death. I'm seeing here that he may or may not have had a sexual contract with a specific someone, okay, in his life, okay. There was a sexual contract here in his life. the last card that he gave me before the last question. Well, he gave me what do you call extra information. He said, because he just wanted you guys to know this. I don't know. This is like something he just gave out of the blue. He said to gold seal, that is him in his spirit. Okay. Before he gave me that, he let me know that this person could only love them the way that they knew how. So whoever he was with at this time sexually and had this sexual contract with, or made this sexual contract with, wow. This envy and jealousy led to his untimely death from that situation, because this person that he loved, that he thought loved him, and he was married, so it could have been a marriage as well. But nevertheless, in this marriage, because I know that he was married, so they also had this contract. He had a sexual contract here on the table, because it's so clear here. Okay. Wow. It's just he's letting me know through the card that this person can only love him the way they knew how. And you guys know how that go from living life. You know, people can love you and stab you in your back. People can love you and rob you blind. People can love, yeah, that's what they say. I mean, you know, think about it. When people were up and coming, you know, you loved your mother, but if she said something wrong to you, you probably cuss her out behind her back, but can't nobody else cuss her out, right? Okay, so people can love you the only way they know how. You got some people that would never do that. You know what I'm saying? Under no circumstances cuss you out, even behind your back. You know what I'm saying? But people can only love you the way they know how. So that's what that's how this occurred. He said he wants to spiritually set this record straight and it's about spiritual completion here. So he added something else. But nevertheless, each time period that he gave me information, he wanted me to also get look up the number for it. So as you guys see up here, I looked up a Mozart picture here at 4:45, and he told me to proclaim this information for 4:45. Okay, the 4:45 message is this number is located in the center of the numerical scale. And what I got from that is I could just see the center of a, musical scale. So he was slam in the middle of something, right? Of course. So there was definitely some envy and jealousy there in the middle of there, okay? But I'm just seeing in the middle of the scale. And right now he's showing me middle C. I wonder why he's showing me that. He's showing me that right now. It represents the fight for freedom that the human being will have to face, since being halfway between 1 and 10 in the center of the series, he needs to go out, activate to be able to move. What does it mean? Okay. There's that 4-4, which equals that number 8 and 408. And there is the 5. For some reason, that 5 just comes up and it keeps coming up. And there's a reason for that 5 being here, which, of course, we know 5 is positive change. But he has this 4-4 here, which shows his information that he had ascended masters there. Like I said, ascended masters, AM. You guys, but 4:45 was the time. And yeah. So 8 and 5 is 13. So that was the queen and he was the king. Okay, and we're talking about the king right now. He was located in the center. He represented his fight for his freedom. So he was, you guys, I knew that. I knew that. So anyway, we already know he was in the middle of what he was feeling at that time. Wanting to be free of this envy and jealousy and so forth. And he wanted to go out and move on. That's what I'm getting here. He wanted that positive change here. Okay. The next message I pulled was at 4:53. So he wanted me to include that, but just after I give you guys the information here first, okay? Constance Mozart told Nissen that just before the end, Mozart asked her what his physician, Dr. Closet, had said. When she answered with a soothing lie, he said, it isn't true. And he was very distressed. I shall die. Now, when I am able to take care of you and the children. Now I will leave you unprovided for. And as he spoke these words, suddenly he vomited. It gushed out of him in an arc. It was brown, and he was dead. Mozart, his older 7-year-old, I can't see the name there, it's kind of blocking, but Carl was presented at his father's death and later wrote about it, okay? Particularly remarkable in his opinion. So he wrote about this in his book, remarkably, his opinion. He wanted me to let you guys know this, what was said, and how he was lied to as well, okay? For whatever reason, okay? I personally, myself, I wouldn't want anybody to lie to me on my last breath, and I was saying, like the average person would not. Even though in a shock situation now, that's different. When you see a person is, going through like a fresh wound or something like that, then you don't lie to them and put them in shock. However, something like that, you can kind of, so you're not supposed to put them in shock. So you're not supposed to say, you've been hit, you've been shot. No, something like that. But when he's asking this on his deathbed, I don't know. The lie just doesn't seem appropriate for me at this time. So let me know how you guys feel about that, if you have any feelings at all. Today is his birthday, and his spirit is alive and well, okay? All right. Now I'm going to commence to let you guys know what this 4:53 message says. Wow, you guys. 4:53 is a symbol of cheerfulness. This is the ability to think positively in any situation. The angels are asking you to see the glass half full. It has been a rough year. You have all the reasons to lose hope. Advertisement. The universe is saying that you will see the light soon. Be patient. You guys, I don't know. Mozart is clearly speaking loud volumes. He had a rough year. He's letting you guys know what was given to him from the first higher realms, from the first realms that was aiding him. This is interesting and deep as well. So a lot of things are taking place right now, in this moment. So the universe was saying to him that he will see the light soon. All right, because of, like you guys know, he was going through that envy and jealousy, and in the middle of the glass half full. As we see, he was in the middle, in the halfway, right? And it was a reason for him to lose all hope. He had a rough year. He's telling you guys that year. And there's that number 8, that 5 and that 3 again is number 8. All right. So we see that again, and we also see the number 9. Like I said, this is a spiritual completion for him. And yes, he's the king. We see that 13 here. Yeah, well, we see the 12 here with the queen. Okay, so we see the queen here. Yeah. Okay, so we see the queen energy here. Yeah, okay, so that number 12 is here loud and clear. So that's a lot from that queen that was in his life, whom he thought had so much positive energy here. So she's showing up also through that number 12. But it also shows that he's been praying for a new beginning, you guys. Because you already know that 2, when the Most High speaks to that number 2, it's a lot of prayer that took place around what he was experiencing here. Rest in peace, Mozart. And what he wanted you guys to know clearly is about, he said he wanted to give the personal touch. He told me to pull another card. He wanted this. Me, I'm okay. This is what Mozart wanted you guys to know, that he was in a major car accident and he still survived, you know. And then when I had to do the research, he said, research it. And I did. Okay. So the research was done. And I'll give it to you guys. All right, here it is. Mozart's 1770 carriage accident interlude. Two-wheel carriage. Leopold Mozart described one such unfortunate accident which occurred on their way to Rome in 1770. He writes to his worried wife, starting with a famous proverb, "You know that 2 horses and a postillion are equal to 3 beasts." Okay? Postillion or postillion. Yeah. You guys know what it is. Yeah. So he wanted me to let you guys know that that's his personal touch and that's his signature, that he's signing spiritually with that. And at the bottom of here, he's saying that that was a setup too. This car accident was a setup here. Yeah. Wow. So this was deep here. Okay, you guys. That's what he's telling me. Okay, yeah. So his wife, Mozart's wife, was a trained musician herself. This is what it all boils down to, you guys. Remember what the reason he died in his untimely death, okay? And how he had a sexual contract and how people can only love him the way they know how. All right. It says spotlight on Constance Weber, Mozart's wife, Madison Opera, a trained musician herself. Constance originally met Mozart when he fell in love with her older sister, Aloysia. Aloysia rejected Mozart and married someone else, but for 4 years later, Mozart ended up boarding in the Weber home. When it became clear that Mozart was pursuing Constance, now 19, the Webers asked him to leave. Whoa. Okay. All right, you guys. So Mozart was moving happy to the lodge with them, St. Peter's. He had no hope of reconciliating with Aloysia, who was now married, but his eyes did wander onto her younger sister, Constance. Before long, he was in love again. Constance was in many ways the perfect partner for Mozart. Wow. So there we have it. You guys, I cannot make this up. Okay, this is blowing my mind. Happy birthday, Mozart. He just wanted to be spiritually complete with a message. This message here, he wanted everybody to be clear on his untimely death was protrude by, it was masqueraded by envy and jealousy that led to his untimely death. And this was this what you call manifested from this so-called sexual contract that he had with someone who really only didn't know how to love the right way, okay? The right way. Because you guys know, I always let you guys know, love backwards, all right, is definitely evil. If you say love backwards, spell it backwards and pronounce it, it's evil. Okay? I can't make that up. This was his message to you guys. And this is what the message is. I didn't know people were trying to do this for years. It's so many downloads that I have to get to you guys because it's like major. And again, I love you guys. Thank you so much, all my divine loves and divine lovettes. Show me some love with the like, shares, and subscribes. Pass these messages on as you guys can. And I'm sure you will. Namaste. Once again, R.I.P. and happy blessed birthday to Mozart. Rest in peace. One of the greatest composers in the history of Western music. The two words that I forgot to mention that he left with me is conquest. And when I looked it up, this is what it brought. This is what came up about Mozart's 27th concert. B-flat major is one of Mozart's last orchestra works, completed in 1791, the year of his death. It is characterized by great lyricism and simplicity. Sir Charles and Mr. O'Connor are not only exciting performers, they are also scholar musicians. Yes, and also Mozart with a 3-time Grammy nominee, Boston. Wow. Under the direction of Martin Perlin, has recorded an entertaining double bill for Terelec, featuring the world premiere recording of the Beneficent Dervish, a long-forgotten comic. Yeah, Vietnamese theater by members of Mozart's circle in the last year of composer's life. Okay, yeah, this is beautiful, you guys. Happy birthday, Mozart. He completed, this was the conquest, this was his Concord conquest in 1791 when he completed, that he completed this 27th concert. Wow, in B-flat major. Bravo. Bravo. Oh my goodness. Job well done.